Today, we splash!
You'll see us make our final preparations.
We've been told that this is the ultimate way to patch a dinghy.
Then, we're back in the water, almost without a hitch.
And then tightened it and it stopped the leak. We're in the water, for better or worse.
This is Joel. Together with Tony and Jared, he gave up everything to buy a sailboat and go on the adventure of a lifetime. But after a death-defying sail to Cuba, he found himself alone.
Wish me luck on this adventure.
When Michael finished school, I asked her to sail with me and she agreed. Together, we explored the Bahamas, rescued a dismasted boat, sailed through a tropical storm, battled parasites and fiberglass for a year in the boatyard, adopted an orphan puppy, survived a hurricane, sailed across the Caribbean Sea, and fell madly in love.
Bums on a Boat is about having the courage to go for it, to make mistakes and commit to a dream. Subscribe and join us each week as we improvise, adapt, and overcome. The fact that the floor is clean, the bilge is clean, and all the tools are put away means progress has been made today, and we are that much closer to moving back on board Jacques Mate.
A reliable dinghy is another necessity to moving aboard Jacques Mate. We've determined ours is not holding air, and with the help of some soap and water, we now know where the leaks are.
We've been told that this is the ultimate way to patch a dinghy. Gorilla Super Glue Gel and Flex Tape. We've sanded the surface, we've cleaned it with degreaser, we've marked out where we're gonna go, and now I'm gonna walk you through the process of what this looks like.
Stay tuned to see how this affordable dinghy patch hack works.
Big part of splashing for us is not only to have a dinghy, but we'd like to have an outboard. I put new fuel in our tank and tried to fire it up just to see if she would start, but no luck. So I've literally just taken the carburetor apart and sprayed carb cleaner in all of the jets, trying to bring Johnny back to life.
Next step is gonna be getting our diesel inboard ready to go so we can get off the dock and out to the anchorage.
Good enough for me. I don't got any water down there to cool it, so I just wanted to hear if it started up. That sounded good though. That's awesome. Let's go, Johnny.
Another trick we got up our sleeve is this seafoam additive stuff. So we'll put some of that in the gas tank just to help Johnny out as much as we possibly can. But Johnny started. The dinghy is holding air so far. Guys, this is good news. Joel's priming the fuel pump right now because we're about to start the engine.
We've, checked the oil, the transmission fluid, the antifreeze. We've replaced the belt. We got a nice big fat belt and everything's looking good. Primed the fuel.
Yep.
I'm going to go down with a hose and
Treated
stick
the
it
diesel
into the intake so we have water coming in to cool it, and Michael's going to be up here with the key and we're just going to go for it.
Joel is going to turn on the water now. We are moments away from cranking this engine. Let's freaking go! Volvo Penta for the win! That was like first try. No worries. I have to admit, I'm blown away.
Oh, Volvo, yo, girl.
I did not expect
Oh
that.
my God, and you even had it in gear. What happened there?
I know, whoops, forgot
Yikes.
to check the gear selector there.
I told you to check it. That's all right.
Sorry,
I'm
I
sorry.
forgot.
I'm just saying I told you so. It just alarmed me when it started up and the propeller started spinning, but man,
Wow.
That was amazing, right?
Yeah, that was pretty freaking cool, huh?
Breathing a lot deeper now that our outboard is starting, our inboard is starting, the dinghy's holding air, the steering is all together, it's all painted up. This is it. This is what we've been working for.
This is supposed to be some underwater epoxy. We got it for this purpose, you know, in case we needed to like plug up any of these holes for some reason. And Joel convinced me that it was a good idea to plug up this random through hole. This is the random through hole, right? I'm not plugging up a different one, am I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just checking.
We also charged our refrigerator and have that on. So that took a whole can of refrigerant and then a little bit more of another.
Joel tightened up the autopilot steering. We did a couple little projects, odds and ends. Tomorrow we're just cleaning up and then boom, getting in the water. What do you have to say for yourself, old girl?
Today, we splash!
The stands are a little too wide, so the guys are figuring out how they can move stands around to get us into the trailer.
Guys, it's happening. It's pretty fun / nerve-wracking to just sit back and watch. These guys are good, they know what they're doing. Still, there's just this antsy feeling of, because they're moving the stands, trying to move this machine in with the remote control.
Forgot to get a roller pan, so it's gonna go on super thick.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Crazy to think it was 9 months ago when they hauled us out here back in early June. I guess that's almost 9 months, not quite. But it seems like we've come so far since then and gained so much more confidence from working on our boat, doing all the projects, the painting, going through the systems all on our own. Man, such a good feeling. Now just cross your fingers and hope everything goes well headed back in the water. But I mean, I feel pretty confident. The guys, the crew, the equipment, it's all top notch. We're in good hands here. Tyrrell Bay Marina. I don't want to speak too soon, but so far, best boatyard experience.
So we have one little complication, which is the lines are on the bow of the boat. I have all of our dock lines out, but they were expecting them to be, I guess, already connected and ready to throw, but still I think they wanted them hanging off the boat so they can hold them while they put it in the water.
Yeah.
Further and then tightened it and it stopped the leak. So, but my concern was that the seacock was closed, so it shouldn't have let any water in. You see what I mean?
An old seacock?
It's an old one, and we serviced it, but we didn't replace it.
Open it, close it. That kind of scrapes off the barnacles.
Okay.
So if you open and close it a few times, because sometimes the barnacles stop it from closing all the way.
We just moved the boat for the first time, and it wasn't very far, but the engine worked, everything went into gear. We just have one minor concern. It was the head seacock, which it's not a seacock, it's a ball valve. It's not sealing when it's completely shut. There's still water dripping in. So that's a concern. Basically, the hose clamps weren't tightened on the hose, and the hose wasn't on the fitting very far. So once I jammed the hose on further and tightened the hose clamps, it stopped the leak. We don't have any water coming into the boat, but we're not able to completely seal that through hole, so that's a little concerning. But we're in the water, for better or worse. It's the day after splash, and I've already discovered some amazing news to share with you. The only reason why I couldn't really sleep last night was just this nagging voice saying, the through hole in the bathroom does not seal all the way. Well, it does. What happened was it wasn't completely sealed when we splashed, and so water came into the hose, and the hose wasn't secured properly, so it was a little drip. So when I completely sealed it, it was still dripping, and because things were happening so fast, I thought, well, I sealed it and it's still dripping, so water's still coming in. But what happened was, because it wasn't sealed all the way, water got into the hose, and when I sealed it, water was still in the hose already, so it just kept dripping. I expected the water to stop when I sealed it completely. And then I started thinking last night, trying to sleep, oh, wait a minute, it actually could have shut and still kept leaking because water already got in the hose. Hose is off, no water coming in. Hooray. Trying to get the outboard running, and it started up, but I noticed there was no water coming out of the hose, which means it's not getting cooled. So I was hoping that the hose was just clogged, and I've determined that that is the case, so hopefully we're gonna get it unclogged and then start it up, and Johnny will be up and running again.
Let's go. How you doing? It's wet out there. Man, that happened fast.
We are about to take our first water mission in 9 months or so. We're gonna make sure the Johnson and the dinghy is operational. We're gonna go to the other side of the bay to get fuel, and then we're going to scope out a mooring ball using Navionics and our dinghy. Just drop a pin and kind of plan our route, because we're going to be attempting to do another water mission later, which is moving the big boat. Alright, mission 1 success. Time to fill this up with gasolina.
Well, we got some fuel, we got some lunch, because the fuel guys were on lunch break when we got here, so we figured we might as well. Now we're gonna go check out our mooring, see what kind of lines it has attached, and get the boat ready for a move.
Oh yeah, it's got lines.
The boat's so gross, but this is extremely satisfying. Giving her a nice scrub before we go out to the mooring ball. Ah!
And we're off. Woo-wee. It's always dicey moving the boat when it's been a while. Talk to us. You're moving the boat.
Man, my heart started pounding. I had to take some deep breaths there as we were pulling out from the dock. Getting tongue-tied. Whew. It's a feeling. It's a crazy feeling.
Put it in words. What does it feel like?
Scary and exciting.
What are you feeling, sweetie? Huh? What are you feeling, old girl? One of our neighbors, he has In Stitches, it's his business. It's a sewing business. He saw us walking to the boatyard today and he said, hey, I have a mooring if you guys want. We're like, yeah. Slow the port. Back it up. Back it up, Michael.
I am.
Alright, I got one of them. Yeah.
Alright, I'm in neutral.
Yeah, get it out of here now. See if this line fits under our cleat, which we're pretty sure it won't. Here you go.
That's about all we got right there.
It's not gonna fit.
There's no way, no how.
Alright, let's come up with another solution.
Alright, feed it to me and I'll cleat us off.
Alright. Michael's gonna back us down. I'm just gonna watch and see what happens up here. Are you backing it?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think?
Not moving.
Yeah, it looks good up here. We're pulling equally. Ho, righty then. Howdy do. We're floating.
Nothing like in your pants a little bit, pulling off the dock, only to come out to this beautiful, calm, gorgeous anchorage. Oh.
Yeah, keyword a little bit. I think now compared to then, it's more of like a shat. So it's just kind of, you get a little bit of like a brown stain in your pants.
A shart?
A shart, yeah, you know, as opposed to like just a full diaper. So it's just like a little, and then, you know, you're off and running and you're kind of starting to remember what it's like
through it.
to move the boat, and
Yeah.
it's pretty exciting. So really the biggest scare was the through hole.
Actually, it was all my fault. So we learned that I'm really good at taking things apart, creating a little bit of chaos, and Joel's really good at putting things back together the right way. You know, he can just get in there and go like Hulk on it, you know, to get that hose all the way onto the pipe, which I thought I did, but not well enough. So it was leaking because
and then also Michael thought, I don't think I need to shut it all the way. She knew that you have to move, at least now. We're going to use a grinder to make our...
it looked shut.
To make our...
But obviously it wasn't.
Yeah, but so for now we have a way of shutting it fully, and Michael just didn't do that. And just thought she let it go. And I didn't check her. I was like, how are the through holes in the bathroom? She said, they're good. I said,
great.
okay. We're going to put the sails up. We're going to slowly start to transition into living aboard, sailing.
Yeah, and tell us if there's anything that you'd like to see, any kinds of episodes, let us know. We'd love to hear it and love to make the kind of videos that you're excited to watch.
Catch you next time on Bums on a Boat.
These are the tales of BOAB.
Bums on a boat. B-O-A-B, baby, we're B-O-A-B, baby, we're B-O-A-B, baby.